It was quite weird loading on scuba tanks, floating on a freshwater lake, and it belies the size of this tract of water. And it's quite a different feeling diving in this freshwater environment. We found ourselves swimming along this rocky drop-off right on the edge of the island. The fish in question are a huge family called the cichlids, and they've really made Lake Malawi their home. They've colonized every square meter of usable habitat in this lake. It turns out that the cichlids are divided into different groups, and one particular group is particular to these rocky environments. And at first glance, there's just a myriad of different species, and it's quite bewildering. Moving along this slope of jumbled boulders, we were trying to identify patterns or, the most prolific species, but it was just impossible. The fish are small, and it was only when we really settled down and began to look at individuals that we began to notice how unique and colorful these little fish are. They're all really closely related, but quite diverse in color and shape. They do have things in common. They all look after their young, and the vast majority of them are actually mouth brooders. I was just in the process here of trying to pick off shots of all the different individuals I could find so that we could later go and sit and identify the most prolific species. Some are quite drab, others quite striking. This one with a beautiful yellow cheek. Some were even white. And a lot were pecking algae off the rocks. This beautiful yellow and blue individual was holed up near a little weed bed. And it seemed to me that most of these fish were very much attached to a particular crevice or rocky area. Their feeding patterns are really different too, and some were pecking at the rocks, obviously either grazing algae or picking off little invertebrates. And some were slightly bigger in size. This very blue individual was about 20 centimeters long. This particular fish seemed to be one of the more common. And some of these fish were intent on snuffling around in the sand which lay at the foot of the rock pile. So we could already see quite a big range of obviously colors and feeding habits, and it'll be a real treat to get to know these fish a bit better in the coming days.